in the rolling green hills of County Tipperary, Ireland, where ancient oaks whispered secrets of old and the River Boyne carved its timeless path through the land. A tale was born that would echo through the ages. This is the story of Fionn Mac Cumhaill, a hero destined for greatness and the salmon of knowledge, a creature of myth whose wisdom would shape the fate of a nation. Rooted in the heart of Irish mythology, this saga speaks of destiny, the pursuit of wisdom, and the mysterious forces that guide the lives of heroes. Fionn Mac Cumhaill was no ordinary child. Born to Cumhaill, a revered leader of the Fionn, an elite band of warriors sworn to protect Ireland, and Mioin, a woman of ethereal beauty, Fiona's birth was shadowed by tragedy. His father was slain in battle by rival clans before Fionn could know him, leaving the boy to be raised in secrecy by his mother and a wise druidess named Bodmel. Hidden in the wilds of the Slieve Bloom Mountains, Fionn grew up learning the ways of the forest, the songs of the wind, and the strength of the earth. His upbringing was one of survival, for enemies of his father still sought to extinguish the lineage of Cumhaill. Even as a boy, Fionn displayed remarkable qualities. His eyes sparkled with curiosity, his limbs were strong beyond his years, and his heart burned with a desire to prove himself worthy of his father's legacy. Tales of the Fionn, their courage in battle, and their loyalty to Ireland filled his dreams. Yet Fionn knew that to join their ranks, he would need more than strength. He would need wisdom, the kind that could outwit enemies and inspire allies. At the cusp of manhood, Fiona's guardians decided he was ready to seek a mentor who could refine his raw potential. They sent him to Finnegas, a poet, seer, and sage whose reputation for wisdom stretched across the land. Finnegas lived in a modest hut by the banks of the River Boyne, surrounded by reeds and the gentle murmur of flowing water. His white beard and piercing eyes spoke of a life spent chasing knowledge, and his quiet demeanor hid a fierce determination to unlock the universe's deepest secrets. The River Boyne was no ordinary waterway. In Irish law, it was a sacred vein of the earth, a conduit for the divine. It was said that in its depths swam the salmon of knowledge, a creature older than the hills themselves. According to legend, the salmon had eaten 9 hazelnuts that fell from the tree of knowledge into the well of Segé, a mystical spring guarded by the gods. Each hazelnut imbued the fish with a fragment of universal wisdom, making it a living repository of all the world's secrets, past, present, and future. To catch and consume the salmon was to inherit its boundless knowledge, a prize coveted by poets, druids, and kings alike. Finnegas had dedicated 7 years of his life to capturing this elusive creature. Day after day, he cast his nets, recited ancient incantations, and studied the river's currents, driven by a singular obsession. He believed the salmon's wisdom would elevate him to the status of a god among men, allowing him to unravel the mysteries of existence and cement his legacy as Ireland's greatest sage. His patience was a testament to his discipline, for the salmon was no ordinary fish. It was cunning, swift, and cloaked in the magic of the otherworld. One fateful morning, as the mist hung low over the Boyne and the first rays of sunlight danced on the water, Finnegas's net trembled. His heart raced as he hauled it in, revealing the salmon of knowledge, its silver scales shimmering like moonlight. The fish thrashed with otherworldly strength, but Finnegas, with years of resolve behind him, secured his prize. Overcome with awe, he carried the salmon to his hut, where he prepared a fire to cook it. The sage knew that only by eating the fish himself could he claim its wisdom, and he guarded it jealously, aware that fate could be a fickle ally. Fionn, now a lanky youth with a mop of fair hair and a mind eager for learning, had been with Finnegas for only a short time. He was a diligent apprentice, fetching water, gathering herbs, and listening intently to the sage's teachings about poetry, history, and the stars. Finnegas, though stern, saw potential in the boy, though he never suspected that Fionn's destiny would intertwine with his own in such a profound way. On the day the salmon was caught, Finnegas entrusted Fionn with a seemingly simple task: to watch the fish as it roasted over the fire and ensure it cooked evenly. "Mind you, boy," Finnegas warned, his voice grave, "do not taste even a morsel of this fish. It is for me alone." Fionn nodded solemnly, determined to prove his reliability. He sat by the fire, turning the salmon on its spit, the air filling with the rich aroma of roasting flesh. The fish's skin crackled, and its fat sizzled, tempting the senses. As the salmon cooked, a blister of fat bubbled on its side. Fionn, fearing it would burn unevenly, reached out instinctively to press it down with his thumb. The hot fat seared his skin, and without thinking, he brought his thumb to his mouth to soothe the pain. In that fleeting moment, a spark of something extraordinary coursed through him. His vision blurred, then sharpened, as if the veil of the world had been lifted. Images, voices, and truths flooded his mind, ancient songs of the earth, the paths of the stars, the hearts of men, and the will of the gods. Fionn staggered, overwhelmed by the weight of the knowledge now coursing through him. Unaware of the magnitude of what had occurred, Fionn continued his task, bringing the cooked salmon to Finnegas as instructed. The sage's eyes gleamed with anticipation as he took the fish, but as he looked at Fionn, his expression faltered. There was a new light in the boy's eyes, a depth that had not been there before. "Boy," Finnegas asked, his voice trembling, "did you taste the salmon?" Fionn, honest to a fault, recounted the accidental touch of his thumb and the moment he brought it to his lips. The sage's shoulders sagged, and a heavy silence fell between them. Finnegas knew the truth at once. The salmon of knowledge had chosen its heir, and it was not him. The wisdom he had sought for 7 years had passed to his apprentice through a twist of fate. Though disappointment gnawed at him, Finnegas was a man of wisdom in his own right. He recognized the hand of destiny at work. "It was meant for you, Fionn," he said at last, his voice soft but resolute. "The gods have spoken. Take this gift and use it well." From that moment, Fionn Mac Cumhaill was no longer a mere boy. The knowledge of the salmon was not a static thing, it was alive, flowing through him like the river Boyne itself. He could recall the lore of every tribe in Ireland, predict the shifting tides of battle, and speak with the eloquence of a poet. But the salmon's gift was more than intellectual. It awakened a profound sense of purpose within him. Fionn understood that his destiny was tied to the land and its people, and he vowed to honor the wisdom he had been given. Word of Fionni's transformation spread, and soon he left Finnegas to seek his place in the world. His path led him to Terra, the ancient seat of Ireland's kings, where he proved his worth and claimed his birthright as leader of the Fianna. Under his command, the Fianna became more than a band of warriors. They were the guardians of Ireland's soul. They defended the land from invaders, settled disputes among clans, and upheld the sacred laws of hospitality and honor. Fionn's wisdom guided their strategies, his courage inspired their battles, and his fairness earned their loyalty. The Fianna's exploits became the stuff of legend. They hunted great beasts, outwitted cunning foes, and ventured into the other world to confront gods and spirits. Fionn, with his salmon-blessed insight, was always at the forefront. whether wielding his spear in battle or reciting poetry by the fire. His ability to access the salmon's wisdom was said to manifest whenever he chewed his thumb, the same thumb that had touched the fish's fat, connecting him to the eternal stream of knowledge. The story of Fionn Mac Cumhaill and the Salmon of Knowledge is more than a tale of a boy stumbling into greatness. It is a meditation on fate, humility, and the unpredictable ways in which wisdom is bestowed. In Irish mythology, the salmon is a potent symbol of knowledge, revered for its journey from river to sea and back again, embodying the cyclical nature of life and learning. Fionn's accidental encounter with the salmon underscores a recurring theme in Celtic lore, that the greatest gifts often come unbidden through moments of chance or sacrifice. For Finnegas, the story is one of bittersweet surrender. His years of toil were not in vain, for they led to the salmon's capture, but the wisdom was not his to claim. His acceptance of Fionn's destiny reveals his own wisdom, a reminder that true sages understand when to step aside for the greater good. Finnegas fades from the annals of myth after this tale, but his role as the catalyst for Fionn's transformation ensures his place in the tapestry of Irish folklore. The tale also reflects the Irish reverence for knowledge as a sacred force. In a culture where poets and druids held as much power as kings, wisdom was seen as a divine gift, one that could shape destinies and alter the course of history. Fionn's journey from apprentice to leader embodies this belief, showing that knowledge, when wielded with integrity, can elevate a hero to immortality. Today, the story of Fionn Mac Cumhaill and the Salmon of Knowledge remains a cornerstone of Irish heritage. It is told in schools, sung in ballads, and celebrated in festivals that honor Ireland's mythic past. The River Boyne, still flowing through the heart of the land, is a pilgrimage site for those who seek to connect with the ancient wisdom of the salmon. The tale resonates with universal truths, that destiny can find us in unexpected ways, that wisdom is both a gift and a responsibility, and that the humblest moments can spark the greatest transformations. Fionn's legacy endures not only in the tales of the Fiona, but in the spirit of Ireland itself, a land of poets, warriors, and dreamers. His story reminds us that heroes are not born in isolation, but are shaped by the interplay of chance, choice, and the unseen hands of fate. As long as the rivers flow and the hills stand, the name of Fionn Mac Cumhaill and the Salmon of Knowledge will live on, a beacon of wisdom in a world ever in need of heroes. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark path. If its chill gripped you, like, subscribe, and comment below.